guys, Wolf of Dimensions coming back at you with a new video. This time I am discussing what I think Mothra's origin in Godzilla King of the Monsters will be. Now, I talked about Ghidorah. Someone asked me if I was going to do Mothra, and actually, yes, I did plan to do Mothra. I actually will do Rodan. This is a 3-part theory that I'm doing. So obviously, because those are the 3 new monsters. But, today we're talking about Mothra. Now, Mothra has always been the guardian of Earth in every scenario she's been. She's always had that straightforward, you know, this is her origin. No, I mean, her origin to me was a bit more important in the Heisei era. I think that's like, to me, if I was thinking of Mothra, I would think of Heisei era Mothra. Because that Mothra to me is the full guardian. That and the 2004 Mothra were basically about the same. So, Final Wars Mothra and Mothra from the Heisei era, to me, are the Mothra I believe that are just the mainstream, what you go with. Now, because of that, when they choose coloration, I highly doubt they will use anything from the Rebirth of Mothra series. Or I also highly doubt they'll go back to the duller colors of the Showa series, and I highly doubt they'll go with the more I guess you'd say animalish look. Like I feel like if they go with the animalish look, they won't go with the GMK Mothra that I was trying to spit out in that ramble. I feel like it won't look like that one either. The GMK Mothra was really cool and it was unique. Like Mothra hadn't looked anything like that. But I highly doubt Mothra is going to look like that again. Now, what I'm expecting is, I'm not expecting Mothra to look like her Heisei era counterpart. Mainly because that's not a very realistic, quote-unquote, view of a moth. Also, what I'm thinking is that they will keep the color scheme, the eye color scheme, and the overall look. But I feel like they're going to make it look something like, it's like how Godzilla changed. I feel like each of the monsters will change in that respect. Now, Mothra's origin, I honestly believe that it is very possible for Mothra to be a guardian, but I feel like with how they've been portraying Godzilla as not being as human like they did in the Showa series, I kind of think Mothra won't be the full guardian of Earth. Unless it was, you know, a cool way to introduce it in my mind. This is just, you know, an idea. But introducing as like, you know, even more cave paintings or ancient scripts about how there was a guardian moth, you know, stuff like they did in GMK. Like, I feel like if you were going to set up Mothra to have a similar role as she did in her original movies and the Heisei era in 2004, I think the cool, speaking of which, the 2003 movie, when she was with Kiryu, I think that that's a good version of Mothra too. I forgot that one. To be honest, that's my view of modern Mothra. Like, if Mothra had to have a modern form, I really like the 2003 version. But the Heisei era one is so classic. I really think that that's a lot of where they're going to get their ideas from. Now, the 2003 Mothra, to me, if they were going to make a Mothra, to be honest, I think it would look more like that one. It's not too bad. It still keeps a lot in the main thing. It's just slightly different in a lot of ways. Now, I also think that they're going to maybe make a more streamlined moth looking. Like, if you've ever looked at a moth, you know, up close, or you've seen a picture of one, I feel like they're going to have the wings look more like that than Mothra's usual standard butterfly wings. Now, to be honest, I would actually find it neat if they brought Batra back, or mentioned him. Because him being the evil Mothra, or the more darker version of Mothra, it was kind of a cool little thing. But we're not on to Batra. Now, Mothra to me needs to be a guardian. That has always been her job. Whether it was a guardian of her people, her children, her allies, or the world itself. Mothra has always been the guardian. Like, if you, like, it's like this. You ever play a video game and there's a character that's a medic? That's Mothra, you know? If you need someone to heal you, you know, or someone to guard you or protect you, yeah, you go to Mothra. That's her role. And if they take her out of that role, like, it's like if they made Mothra evil ever, it wouldn't be right. Most people will agree that they prefer seeing Godzilla and Mothra working together than fighting. Because even though Godzilla vs. Mothra was a good story and a brilliant movie, I just feel like they didn't have as much reason to fight as he did with Ghidorah. So it kind of really feels like the old team is being brought back together again. If if you're like me and you grew up watching Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, this really feels like this is just those monsters meeting up again, and I think that's what makes it so special to me, and why I think Mothra's origin will play a big part, because Mothra is a big deal, especially in the Godzilla world. I mean, Rodan had his time, but Rodan ended up not being as important as Mothra or Ghidorah. Now, another touchy thing is do I think that will Mothra have some of the similarities to the Rebirth of Mothra series, where Ghidorah is her biggest enemy? Now, the issue with that is that with the Rebirth of Mothra series, Ghidorah was her biggest enemy. He was like the foe of Earth, which he has been plenty of times. But in 2004, her foe was Gigan, which to me, I feel like Gigan is too much of a subpar villain in the modern era to really have that much importance. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Gigan, but his time in the 70s is where he really shined. I feel like her origin with her enemy is, I feel like Ghidorah will not be her main nemesis. I feel like all of them together working as a team will. So yeah, guys, in my opinion, Mothra will most likely look more like a modern-day moth. Will still have her bright colors, I will say that, and her bright eyes. But I also believe that she is going to be a guardian again. And maybe not as much so. Maybe it's not really even mentioned much. Again, I'd really like to see it just be like something they find on a cave painting or in an ancient text, that Mothra was a guardian. But for right now, guys, that's all we've got. That's all I've got that I can think of. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this. Remember, Rodan is next, and soon I'll be getting into my fan theories for the Godzilla anime, and how I think their characters are going to be introduced, and how I think they're going to look. So, guys, Wolf of Dimensions signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. Wolf out.